Joining me today is a special guest. He's an actor, model, and screenwriter who's making his mark on the LA entertainment scene. He's also a passionate advocate for drug addiction awareness and recovery, using his own story to help others find their way. You may know him from the brand new season of Vanderpump Rules. Welcome, Shayne Davis. Today's episode is sponsored by Capnos. Vaping has become a serious addiction affecting millions of Gen Z. Breaking that habit isn't easy. That's where Capnos comes in. Capnos is a nicotine-free breathing device that helps replicate the physical habit of vaping without any harmful chemicals, vapor, or any addictive substances. It's a simple tool meant to support people who are ready to break the cycle and take control of their health. If you're trying to quit vaping or looking for a healthier alternative, Capnos is a great first step. Learn more at mycapnos.com and start your journey toward a vape-free lifestyle. All right, well, Shayne, thank you so much for coming on to the show today.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I want to go to the very, very beginning. Did you dream of coming to Hollywood from a young age? Did you think like, oh, I'm going to be an actor and model like at 5 years old or 6 years old?
I was in trouble in school. I had to kind of go to this detention class all the time. And I remember like talking with like the teacher in there, and he was telling me, I want to see you in the movies one day. And at that time I really liked horror movies, and so I was like, oh, I want to be like Jason. He was like, no, I want to see your face. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of when it first sparked. I must have been like 7, 8, maybe.
Was your family like ever like encouraging you to go, pursue it where you're like, oh, I want to do this?
Nobody even knew that this was a possibility. I mean, first it was sports, like that, then that whole Hollywood thing disappeared, and then it was sports, it was basketball, and then I kind of stayed in legal trouble as a teenager. My dad came back into the picture, and he was like, dude, it's the military, that's all you got, bro. And so I went to a military school against my will. It was the state of Texas put me in it, or it was either that or you're expelled. So I learned a lot in that environment about just discipline in general, but like I was like, oh, I excel under structure. That was kind of the plan until, in further legal trouble, and then got shot, and then they just were not interested in having me.
Right. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. You've been really open about your struggles with addiction and about when you were shot at 19 years old by your best friend.
Long story, less crazy long, but basically we were running the streets, selling drugs, robbing drug dealers, and basically I was trying to find a way out. And I got a job, and he ended up going to a party one night where he got into an altercation, destroyed a bunch of people's cars. A hit squad started looking for him. He came and picked me up and was like, you're gonna help me in this fight. And then we showed up. He had a gun. I told him to leave the gun in the car. He eventually listened to me until he saw how many guys were coming for us, and he pulled it back out, and we got into the altercation, in which case I got shot, 3 other people got shot, and he got stabbed. I went under during surgery, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, we don't have legs anymore. Thank God. At that time, my mother was working, and I was young enough to be put under like her work insurance.
Right.
That's kind of what honestly saved my ass. Because had I not had insurance, they would have been like, the second I'm saved, they'd be like, all right, kid, get the fuck out of here.
You were told that you would never walk again, or you were told that like you wouldn't walk?
Yeah, I was told at one point that I would be able to, and I was told at another point that I wouldn't be able to. I was told that my cord was still intact, and that's all the information I needed to know. While my spine bones were broken and my cord was damaged, it was still intact. And so in my mind, that meant there was always a shot. So I was in physical therapy, and it took me about 3 months to learn how to stand and walk. I was in outpatient for another 3 months. I went and signed a modeling contract, and they flew me out to New York City, and I had to learn kind of on my own at that point. Like, all right, I'm in Fashion Week, I'm walking all over this ginormous city that is very walking heavy. So it was the training ground for a person overcoming paralyzation. Like, there's really no city that was more brutal, but also probably helped me a lot.
Yes.
I mean, I remember I asked my agent at IMG, and I said, hey, has anybody ever quit Fashion Week? And he just looked at me like that wasn't even like...
it wasn't possible.
I was like, no. I was like... But at that time, I wouldn't even give myself the credit of, hey, you're overcoming paralyzation. I don't know, I was 20 and I was just moving.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, if nobody's quit, I can't be the first one to quit.
Right.
So exactly. I just kept moving.
because you've been modeling too. I want to get into that because you were able to travel around Europe. Oh my gosh, modeled for brands like Lacoste, Balmain. So tell us what that was like, you know, being a model and walk the runway.
I see this twinkle in your eye. I'm like, I'm about to crush that. No. This is the thing about the modeling industry. It's a lot more glamorous looking than it really is. You might be walking for one of the top brands like a Balmain, and then you're wearing a $20,000 outfit and they may have paid you $500. I think my experience in modeling was a lot of fun stuff, a lot of illusion too. Even more so than in like the acting world, where it's like, I think I saw a lot of people pretending to be something they weren't. And so I had a great time though. I don't get it twisted. Like I was in my early 20s when I was really chasing that, and I still do it to this day. Yeah. But like now it'll just be like some e-com job because I haven't like chased it, or I won't like travel for the runway opportunities. It was a blast in its era, and I'm really grateful for the experience. I got to do things that I never got to do. I got to go to Italy. Like I had never left the country when I was a kid. I remember my agents flew me out and housed me and said, yeah, pay us back when you get money. I was like, wow. They had faith in me. And they did the same thing in New York. They were like, yeah, we'll house you for a few months. Just come out, and when you book, we'll just take the money. And we'll give you a little bit so you can eat, but we're gonna house you. Yeah. We're gonna make sure that your flights are covered. Yeah. We're gonna make sure that your Ubers are covered. Yeah. So there was certain things that I got to experience, especially as a kid from where I was from, which was a little more blue collar and a little middle class blue collary. Like people were like oil field, military, something in construction. Yeah. Right. I remember my first runway show during Fashion Week, and I was Lacoste, and I walk out and there's just all these people taking pictures of me. And I was like 20 years old. Like I was like, these people have no idea that I learned how to walk like 3 months ago. They have no clue that I got shot less than 9 months, like 7 months ago. That I watched people almost die, that I got out of jail like a year ago. Like they didn't know anything about me. They're just taking all these pictures, and it was so, I think, peculiar and bizarre for my brain to take on. So what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone that's struggling with something like, you know, they're afraid to ask for help? If you're having trouble asking for help, that's more full of fear than asking for help. And the only people I know that have done that to me are like men who's afraid of their masculinity getting hurt. But I'm like, bro, it's more cowardly to not ask. Yeah. And we all slip. Like, till this day, like, there's going to be times when I'm having troubles and I'm not going to talk to somebody. Of course. Should, though. I mean, listen, we're human. You know, we all struggle with anything, with a lot of different things. And it's just, I myself, I try to be perfectionist about certain things sometimes. Sure. And I'm like, wait, I think we have to learn to give ourselves more grace these days to everyone, you know? I feel like the way you treat others in a lot of ways is a reflection of how you treat yourself. So when you have a lack of grace for others, I do think there's a lack of grace for self. And so I think it's a lot easier to watch your behavior. Like when you're super judgmental of others, you probably are subconsciously very easy at tearing yourself down. And I don't think either is going to benefit you in your life. No, it won't. How do you maintain balance today, like both mentally and physically? In this industry, it's very easy to get caught up with just the gimme of it all and the selfishness of it all. For me personally, is if I can find a way to be of service to somebody else. Whether it's another addict and maybe the 12-step program, which is generally what it is, or if I just show up with that mentality to set. When I show up in a bad mood, it's all about me, it's kind of miserable. When I show up and I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna do my best to bring this character to life, or make sure my co-star feels safe during the intimacy scenes, or make sure my other co-star feels super safe during these stunt scenes. I know you've been acting for a very long time. You've been in all these vertical rom-coms. How has it been balancing like acting in movies and TV while also like being on Vanderpump? Does it ever get overwhelming for you? Yeah, but I think the thing is too, is like, we're in a little bit of a Wild West right now. And I do feel like I've seen reality stars blow up in reality TV and then take a stab at acting and then get a big job because they were famous. I've seen actors who were once popping in acting not get jobs for years, and so they eventually go to reality TV. I've never seen somebody who was currently a working actor do reality TV just because. And so I do feel like I'm in a little bit of a peculiar scenario, because most would say don't do it. You want to be an actor more than you want to be reality TV, right, Shayne? Yeah. But the way I saw it was, there's all these reality shows that show the come-ups of like singers or dancers or whatever, but I haven't seen any shows that show the come up of an actor. And I mean, like, I think Hallmark just came out with some funny, goofy, like, Finding Mr. Christmas or whatever, but that's different. So they're not really going out into the streets doing auditions for other projects, and like, so I thought this would be a cool time to say, hey, like, this is my little entourage come up that you guys get to see.
Correct.
That's really, and obviously I wanted to share my story of addiction. I just think it's a good spot to do so.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to show genuinely like, hey, I take myself very serious in this area as a storyteller in the TV film space.
Yeah.
Come and check my journeys and watch me attempt to continuously rise in this particular field.
I mean, I'm seeing your stories all the time, man, and like, always, behind the scenes stuff and everything when you're on the sets.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And you're always spreading like positivity and, your goofiness too,
Yeah. Some people don't get that I'm joking. Like, I'll really be out here making jokes and people are like, this guy's a complete douchebag. And I'm just like, you can't win them all.
You can't win. You know what? Sometimes it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, that's one thing I've learned in like so far in showbiz is like, dude, I just think it's best to be yourself because if you morph yourself to what you believe the audience wants, they won't like you anyway.
Yes.
And then you won't like you, which is even worse. So like, at least I can like me.
Yes.
And then the people that are really fans will mess with me, and then the people who aren't can find somebody else to be a fan of.
Exactly. For the people out there that are not aware about verticals, can you explain to us what verticals are?
This is movies for your phone. It'll be a full-length movie chopped into 2-minute episodes that generally have a cliffhanger to try to keep you hooked the whole way through. It's very, very difficult to have good writing when you're trying to make a cliffhanger every 2 minutes. Vertical started in China, and China just figured out a far more effective route that was more, honestly, I hate to say it, but more quantity-based than quality-based.
Right.
And what you find is that there's really target audiences for quantity over quality. Not everything can be a Fight Club. Like, especially, and if you're trying to make 10 movies a week, then it really cannot be a Fight Club.
No, it cannot. No.
Because that type of thing takes years to even build the script. And then it takes a really long time to shoot and then an incredibly long time to edit.
And the development and the money, I feel like a lot of people don't realize that like filmmaking is also a business. It's not just, arts. Many people know you from the Vanderpump Rules. Mm-hmm. First of all, like, tell us how it's been, being part of the cast and what's it like being part of that culture.
It's kind of always a party. And so for me, I have enough recovery to where I can party and I feel okay. But again, like, I got my own boundaries. Like, I'm not gonna stay out past 2 o'clock. I'm probably bouncing at like midnight, to be honest with you. As far as like what life is like under the pressure of cameras, I think at first it's hard to get used to, and then at a certain point you forget that they're there. I do think though that everybody is a little more defensive when there's cameras around. Because nobody wants to look like a punk ass. So like, it's just a little more eggshelly at times when a camera is around, because you're like, all right, like don't touch on that sensitive subject. What the fuck you say to me? Like, it's just like, so at least for me as a guy who's more interested in keeping peace, like, it was a little more eggshelly for me than usual. I would also say, I think what surprised me is it felt like at first when the show dropped, it was like 95% haters because they wanted the old cast back. And then there was just like a lot of people like didn't really see me, I think, for who I am yet, so they just kind of saw this douchey, fratty F-boy, and so a lot of people were hating on me early on. As people got to know me, by the end, a lot of things switched up. Like, there seemed to be a lot of people that were feeling me more, hundreds of addicts reaching out. I feel like I am kind of being seen now. But I still don't think they really know me yet.
No. I mean, well, first of all, these people are random. There are people that haven't even met you in person.
They've never met me in person. Like, and even then, like, I still haven't fully opened up truly.
Right.
Until you get to know an individual in person and really get to know them, you don't really know them.
No.
And I don't know, maybe the fun of watching reality TV is so that you can make judgments safely from your couch.
Yes, exactly.
Because you're dealing with all kinds of drama in your own family and friendships and like relationships. And it's your escape where you feel safe to be like, look at that piece of shit. Meanwhile, like, you have 3 pieces of shit in your immediate family and friend group. Like,
oh, of course.
So it's just a safe space for them to be haters or lovers.
Yes. What's it like just been hanging out with the cast? If what you can tell us, I mean, like, when you guys go out to, dinner together or just like hang out outside of work and everything.
It's fun. I mean, if we go out in WeHo, we know we're going to get recognized because the WeHo crowds love Vanderpump. I'm pretty close with a couple of the cast members, like Marcus and Natalie and Venus. I kick it with them frequently, at least once a week. We go out and we're gonna see, season 2 is looking like it's greenlit, but negotiations have not started for anybody yet. We'll see what that looks like, but Natalie is a lot more sensible than she might appear at times on TV. And Marcus is a lot more caring than he might appear at times. Now, they definitely have that side to them, though.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus, and proudly, you know, he can be an absolute asshole. And Natalie can absolutely be a savage as well.
Yeah.
I know the more soft, vulnerable sides of
Of
them.
course,
Yeah,
yes.
which is nice.
I feel like, you know, when you get filmed, all in the editing too, I can edit a clip and make someone look like a villain and then really they're like, you know, not actually like that in real life, you know?
Absolutely. Edit's one thing. Also, just like where you're catching somebody in their life too. It's like certain cast members were really going through a lot of personal shit. Angelica, for instance, was going through a breakup and a move and this, that, and the third, and she's wilding out and acting crazy. And I think under more calm circumstances, she would actually behave more calmly. I could be wrong though. We'll find out because her life does seem stabilized now. So if she's still crazy, then she might just be wild. For me, I give her the benefit of the doubt. I think that she was really just going through a lot at that time.
Do you have a specific genre that you would like that you like particularly like the best? Like
My favorite is probably thriller, horror, or crime dramas. Right underneath that would be like slapstick comedy, which is like kind of dead right now.
Yeah.
I think it is coming back. I mean, Marlon Wayans has Scary Movie 6
Yes.
coming out, and he said I'm offending everybody. So again, that's personally what I miss is that everybody got roasted.
yes, everyone needs to get roasted. Pivoting to more of your like, you know, experience here in Los Angeles. How long have you been in LA?
2017 is when I got here, so 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You're Angelino, pretty much.
Basically.
Through and through.
You know.
New York or LA?
LA. Yeah, no. If it was New York, I'd be there. People get like real like funny about that battle. To me, they're so different. You either like living in one and want to visit the other. I don't know too many people who are like, no, I love living in both. I love the nature of Southern California. I love dating out here. I've had a great time dating in LA.
You like dating in LA because most people don't. That's crazy. Okay.
Well, if you're emotionally unavoidant, then it kind of caters to you a little more.
Okay.
If you're anxious attachment, I think this is a really horrendous place. I'm just gonna be real. Like, it definitely caters to those who feel unavailable, which we're working on, by the way. And also, I just think that the women are pretty beautiful in LA.
Yes.
I just like the amount of restaurants and activities and the entertainment.
Yes.
Like, there's 3 theaters in Burbank alone. There's a ton of maze rooms, stand-up shows going on consistently,
Yeah.
and improv shows, and sketch comedy shows, poetry, like anything you want to watch, it's here.
If you can even imagine, because you've already done so much and it's already, you know, you've got some blessings, you know, ahead of you. Where do you want to be in 10 years?
Well, to be honest with you, in 10 years, I would like to be out of the spotlight and kind of want my 15 minutes just to say that I had it and to also just build kind of a lot of connections that allow me to be the storyteller from behind the scenes.
Yes.
Maybe own a rehab as well. And, you know, we're going to launch my supplement company, 9 Lives, in the next month or so.
Oh, fantastic.
This one kind of scares me more, but I would like to possibly settle down. Maybe even do the family thing.
You see yourself in Los Angeles?
I feel like in this area, like you can still be close enough to LA, but still get like a more quiet feel if you want.
Yes.
You can kind of go deeper into the valley or something.
Yeah.
My only fear would be if I did have kids, having them in environments that are a little bit infected by Hollywood culture. Like I don't want my kids to be in a position where they're competing with who has the best like car.
Oh,
I didn't grow up with that energy.
yeah.
Like I mean, it was cool whoever got a car first. Like I think that's always going to be a thing.
Yeah. It can be very toxic. It can be very much like very materialistic. What's one lesson you hope audiences take away from your story?
Dude, if you are a guy that does not like yourself and you think you're a bad guy, it's not too late. And I was that guy. I was like, I'm a bad person. And it started somewhere in my teens and it almost got me murdered. I don't care if you're 50 years old. It's not too late. It's not too late to put the drugs down. It's not too late to get help. It's not too late to get into therapy. It's not too late.
Shayne, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story today. It's been amazing. Tell us where we can find you on social media and where we can watch you on TV.
So find me on the fake Shayne Davis on Instagram and the humble Shayne Davis on TikTok. And then on television, you can find me on Peacock, Bravo for Vanderpump Rules. And yeah, stay on the lookout for my supplement 9 Lives coming out.
9 lives, love it.
And I got uncanceled by the last monologue I threw at you, so we're good now.
Yes, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely.